traditional twin tank. Okay, so originally these both tanks are actually from those normal scuba tank. But when you put up this tank together, that's what we call twin configuration, twin tank configurations lah. So how do we configure the twin tank? At first, when you get a scuba tank, the sizes of the scuba tank have to be the same. If you get 10 liter, you use 10 liter. But mostly standard, we use 11 liter scuba tank. So this is an aluminium tank, and then both tank, you see, different manufacturer have a different type of scuba tank material. Some are lighter, some the size or the material is thicker, some are thinner. So if you have a different type brand of scuba tanks, the weight transition will be different. So we want to make sure that the scuba tank has the same brand. Like for me, this one, I have this Luxfer 11 liter aluminum tank. Okay, so how do we configure these both tanks together to become a traditional twin tank? First, all we need is this WAF. What do we call this? So this is just like a normal scuba WAF, right? And then when it comes with this, we have this middle things, and we have this left WAF and right WAF. This is the difference. Why? Because when we have both tanks, we want to control both WAF. It's not only one tank only now, right? So we have one side and the other side. You cannot have both WAF on the right side, correct? Especially this on-off WAF, because you won't feel conveniency when you try to shut down or turn on your WAF. It always has to be more flexible. That's why we have a left tank and a right tank. And then we have this manifold. So this manifold is to connect both tanks together. So this manifold WAF is very important. Okay, anytime when you dive, you make sure this WAF is on. Okay, we shut down only if there is any one side of the tank that has a failure. Your regulator failure, the side of this manifold failure, we call manifold failure. Manifold failure means manifold failure, or the tank WAF neck failure. Whichever side that is failure, you might want to shut down. Because why? When you turn this thing on, this manifold on, the air is interconnected. Means it's no more redundant. They are actually combination together. When you breathe one side, you actually breathe both sides. That's why we only have one pressure gauge. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Any questions so far? Okay, no. So make sure you turn on. So when you charge the tank, some people tend to turn off this manifold right after the dive. Okay? So what would happen when you shut down this WAF when you just charge? Normally, when you send to the operator, when you charge the tank, usually they just charge one side only. So what would happen when you shut off this WAF?
The other one, no air going.
If you shut off this manifold, exactly, means it's all independent now. It's like, I'm on my own. You eat yourself. Okay? So you charge, let's say your pressure gauge show 50 bar when you come up from the dive. Alright? You charge here without on the manifold, you only charge one side only. Then you show 200 bar. Then suddenly when you dive, you go down, you know that you forgot to turn on the WAF, you turn on, suddenly what would happen? The pressure will directly transfer that the highest partial pressure of air in this tank to the lower pressure to make the tank's parallel balance of the air or the pressure. So now 150 bar, 200 bar transfer, how many bar over? It make the tanks like, oh, now you have 120 or 125 bar only in both tanks. You understand what I mean, right? Yeah. So remember to turn on. Manifold is only to shut down when you have a failure. Okay? Alright, so then we have our two steel cam bank so that we can hold the tank solid together. Okay? So these two cam bank here is custom made. You can get from some of this hardware shop as well. Okay? And then make sure this screw is fit to your backplate. We will talk more about this backplate later on, especially the hole. Some backplate, some manufacturer come with a slightly smaller hole, some come slightly bigger holes. Make sure this bolt is fixed before you start to set up your twin tank gear. Okay, then we also have a butterfly clip over here to hold on your back plate together and your bladder. More about this later on. So how do we set this twin tank? So we put one up close to the neck over here, around a half inch away from the wording over here. Okay, and then in between the top and the steel plate standardized is around 11 liter. 11 feet, 11 inch away. Why? Most of the this scuba wing back plate, the length in between the top and the bottom is always 11 inches. It's quite standardized of the sizes. Okay, some people to put it slightly lower. Some people slightly to put this can bank slightly higher. Depends on your characteristic of your buoyancy. Okay, if it depends on the whether your leg is slightly denser or buoyant. So we will set up according to, but you cannot be too low. Otherwise, you won't able to reach your. If anything, you want to adjust, you want to shut down your valve, so that make sure when you put on, you are able to reach your manifold and your ref line valve. Cannot be too up, cannot be too low as well. Alright, any questions so far? Okay, so basically this is how you understand and set up your, this is how the twin tank actually come. Any question? No, okay. Thank you so much.